from January? If no questions, a motion to approve.
So moved.
And second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Jay, you're up.
Did you guys up there get a copy of the report there? The big thing with all this payouts at the end of the year, this thing might not have matched wrongs, and that's the report.
So, yeah, you're definitely gonna need cash then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we had enough from what we had done in December and during this month to cover this month, but for next month we'll definitely need. But yeah,
I see there's a lot of payouts.
Yeah, there were 3 retirees that had been here quite a long time that chose the option where they could get a lump sum with a smaller monthly benefit. And then there was just a regular term payout. I don't remember who that was. And then regular retirement payroll right around the same. So, but yeah, his numbers match mine. So I would make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Does that actuarially, when they take those lump sums, it should help us in the long run, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on how long they live.
Well, but even
Given
at
their
that, I mean,
projections on that and whatnot.
I mean, I'm just thinking of how the actuary looks at it. It's like, okay, that's a known thing, it's gone. They don't have to try to, yeah, so, okay.
Project for that.
Yeah, they don't have to extrapolate it out.
Right.
So short-term pain for long-term gain for the
Yeah.
health of the fund is what I'm getting at.
Right.
I'm certainly not wishing anybody any ill will.
Well,
Do
that's
people normally do that when they haven't been here that long? I guess, no?
No.
And sorry to drag this out, but what would be the benefit of doing that, I guess was
They
my.
can reinvest it, and the idea is, and a broker would tell you can take this money and invest it and do better.
some people, yeah,
Theoretically.
some people think
Yeah,
they can do a better
even
job
though
with
all 3 of these people were of age, that they would be allowed to with fiscal fraud, it would still be taxable, whereas all 3 of them rolled it into an IRA
Right.
as a qualified plan. And it just, I think it makes them feel like they have a little more control over it.
Is it right there?
The financial people like to push that, because of course that gives them
Them,
business.
yes,
So
thank you.
it was just odd that all 3 of them chose that.
All righty, well, that rolls us right into your report.
All right, well, I'll go over the beginning balance, 37,370,000. I'm gonna round to tens of thousands. Our receipts, and there again, these match what Jay's report shows. The payroll deductions for our participants, $64,733. We had about 45,000 in dividends, and then we're still slowly reducing the money invested in that real estate investment trust. So there was a sell-off there, which you then see going into the money market account. So then you had your payouts that we just talked about and the regular retirement. So the net of all of those, the balance in the fund was $37,097,000. But then if you go to next to the last page with this graph on it, you can see market value wise, we ended January at $50,871,000, which is up about $550,000 from last month, and up over $5 million from last January. So
More than 10% in a year, which is obviously very good.
yeah, and then of course my last page is the graphs that kind of reflect all of what I just said. But if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
All right,
Thank you, Rob.
appreciate it. Motion
Motion?
to approve his report.
Yes.
So moved.
Well, John moved, so
No,
you second?
okay, I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Dwight Evans retired. I thought we mentioned that last month, but it doesn't matter.
We might have. I think
About
it
pending.
was verbal, not on here, so I put it on here.
Nobody vested. Karen Boffman passed away.
Yeah, she's been here for 15 years in the sheriff's office, actually during Chet's class. I believe Chet was sheriff.
All right, nothing under payouts or old business, cash requirements, what are you looking for?
250.
I
I
figured.
make that motion.
Motion to transfer two hundred
Motion
fifty
to
thousand?
transfer 250,000 to the retirement.
It could be a second.
Okay, he's the second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, anything for good of the order? Hearing none, motion to adjourn the retirement board.
So moved.
So moved.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All you, Tim.
Okay, we will now call to order the Clearfield County Board of Commissioners meeting for February 10th, 2026. We will dispense with the Pledge of Allegiance, as we had just done that with retirement. First item will be approval of minutes, the previous meeting from February 12th.
I'll move that we approve the minutes.
Second.
Properly moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Now, we'll go back to Controller Edwards for our favorite part of our meeting, which is a rather sizable stack today.
Yeah, we had to pay Geo. So the general fund, $6,096,485.65. Liquid fuels, $1,296.42. 911, $39.99. Domestic relations, $3,832.79. And CYS, $421,838.54, for a total of $6,523,493.39.
Do I have a motion to approve payment of the bills as presented by Controller Edwards?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, sir. Give us a minute to sign here. Thank you. Next, we will go on to personnel issues. Listed personnel changes for the commissioner's approval under new hires.
One correction there, that should say temporary part-time DC two. I don't want anybody to get the impression that's a full-time position, cause that's temporary election help.
That's true.
Okay, temporary part-time in the elections office effective 2/24/2026. No transfers. We have one separation, and that is a county social service aide in CYS effective 2/16/2026. No FMLA or leave of absence request. Do I have a motion to approve those listed personnel changes?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any public comment? Seeing none. Any old business, gentlemen? Also none. We'll move on to new business. And we're gonna begin, we have Dennis Bancuso here from the Area Agency on Aging Mature Resources Group. And we're going to proclaim March 2026 as the 25th Annual March for Meals Month. If you would like to speak for a couple minutes to that, Dennis, and then I will read the. Oh, you're not gonna, they'll be able to see you. Our hundreds of viewers will not see you.
Or at least the one.
I was gonna say, with that jacket on, you're not gonna see him?
I think I get seen more than enough, to be honest with you. I thank you and I appreciate the opportunity to come today. Once again, Mature Resources Area Agency on Aging is proud to have participated in the National March for Meals campaign. Throughout the month of March, the agency and our March for Meals champions will deliver home-cooked meals to residents all throughout Clearfield County, ensuring that those in need receive essential nutritious meals and support. The March for Meals campaign highlights the importance of meals delivery in our community, especially for seniors who face challenges of accessing food and recovering from loneliness. The Meals on Wheels program is a cornerstone of the agency's services, and the program provides nutritious meals and companionship to seniors on a daily basis. This initiative not only addresses hunger, but also fosters social connections with our seniors, which is vital to their overall well-being. Mature Resources Area Agency on Aging has been serving Clearfield County this year for 49 years, providing vital services to enhance the quality of life for older adults. The Meals on Wheels program is just one of the many ways the agency supports this community with additional services, including information and assistance to seniors, protective services, caregiver support, advocacy, evidence-based programs, in-home services, and our centers for active living. So appreciate the time.
Okay, I will now read the proclamation into the record. A proclamation proclaiming March 2026 as the 25th annual March for Meals Month in Clearfield County, PA. Whereas on March 22nd, 1972, President Nixon signed into law a measure that amended the Older Americans Act of 1965 to include a national nutrition program for individuals 60 years and older. Whereas, for more than 5 decades, this landmark law has helped fund community-based organizations like Meals on Wheels, and it is still the only federal program designed specifically to meet the nutritional and social needs of older adults. Whereas, this year's Meals on Wheels programs from across the country are joining together for the March for Meals awareness campaign to celebrate its success and garner the support needed to ensure these critical programs can continue to address food insecurity, malnutrition, combat social isolation, enable independence, and improve health for years to come. Whereas Meals on Wheels programs in Clearfield County provide nutritious meals to seniors throughout Clearfield County, PA, that help them maintain their health and independence, thereby helping to prevent unnecessary falls, hospitalizations, and/or premature institutionalization. And whereas Meals on Wheels programs in Clearfield County, PA provide a powerful opportunity for social connection for hundreds of seniors to help combat the negative health effects and economic consequences of loneliness, isolation, and whereas the senior population is increasing substantially and action is needed now to support the local Meals on Wheels programs through federal, state, and local funding, volunteering, donations, and raising awareness to ensure that these vital services can continue for years to come. Now, therefore, we on Wheels and urgency urge every community member to take this month to honor our senior nutrition programs, the individuals they serve, the volunteers who care for them, our recognition and an involvement in the National March for Meals celebration can enrich the entire community and help combat senior hunger and isolation in America. Do I have a motion to adopt this proclamation?
So moved.
I'll second.
Properly moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Dennis, I thank you, and having recently had my parents participate in the Meals to Wheels program, I cannot stress how much of a needed service this is in our area. Not only the nutritional aspect of the food, but sometimes even the greater aspect of this program is that personal interaction. In my case, I knew somebody was going to be at Mom and Dad's house every morning about 10 o'clock. If they weren't there, I got a phone call. And in a lot of cases, this may be the only interaction people have throughout the week. It's a very valuable service.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Really.
Thank you, sir, and pass this along to everyone else at the organization.
Can we take a picture even
Give
though,
your cell phone, I can.
I was gonna say to get to the
I'll
media?
take it.
I can't tell you the number of people this past year that our Meals on Wheels drivers have found lying on the floor when they arrive
It-
at home.
Yeah, that's
It
why
is
it's so crucial.
An invaluable, so you cannot put a price on that service.
Denny, how did they handle the weather? This has been particularly nasty winter. How did they handle that? Were they just,
We have had, I believe, 3 days that we've had to cancel deliveries,
Mhm.
but that's why we do a Blizzard box.
Mhm.
Each person that receives Meals on Wheels receives a Blizzard box from the agency. On those days that we can't deliver, they have shelf-stable food that they can sustain their nutrition.
yeah, 3 days is pretty good though, as bad as this winter was. Your guys are pretty good about getting out there.
You're way ahead of the school district.
Were you wanting us to come next week?
You guys need to decide when.
Is that later this?
Second week of March.
Second week.
Second
okay.
week, okay. Denny, you come back.
You guys,
You
you
wanna-
guys choose where you want to go.
You just come back here.
I know Dallas is going to do the shared house in Coal Hill, so.
I'll email them to you.
Thanks,
Thank
Dan.
you.
Sir, thank you.
gentlemen.
Thank
Will you share them with me, or are you gonna make me draw?
No,
He can share them.
I'll share them with everybody.
So, will you be at the board meeting? And then-
Yeah, I'll be online at the noon meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on under new business. Thank you, Dennis. Consider digitization services agreement with Print-O-Stat Incorporated for services in the Register and Recorder's Office. This is a program to digitize a ton of records that are, right now, rather cumbersome to access.
Microfiche.
Microfiche, and
I-
not only is the microfiche a little problematic, the machine, and it's just outdated. So the Register and Recorder has been fairly diligent in wanting to get these just to make it easier to access and obviously ensure that those documents are maintained. She did, just for the, for your information, she did obtain 3 quotes. All quotes were from CoStar providers. So she was able to evaluate different options available, and did elect to go with Printastat. Obviously, this is based per image, so we have a rough idea of what it may cost. She's estimating a little bit over 55,000, but again, that's going to depend on the number of images, which is about 730,000 she's anticipating. I know that was some rough math. I think Commissioner Glass helped in that. As part of that, they'll scan all of the images in, so there'll be the digital copies. As part of it, they'll also do files, and that will be an Excel spreadsheet, so it's going to be easier to look, and then they're going to be backed up on hard drive. So it's going to be a little labor intensive, but overall, it will make the access to those records much easier. And those records span from recordings, estates. I mean, there's a substantial amount on those microfiche in there.
Yes, there are. I can speak to that.
And on this,
Shocked at how much
I
there
do
is.
want to thank Commissioner Glass for his diligence and added effort in helping estimate the number of files.
Well, there's some educated guessing going on, because I can tell you within a pretty good tolerance how many files are in there, because I kind of measured it, but how many images are on each file varies widely. So I kind of took what appeared to be an average, that informed the math, so I would say that 730 is plus or minus 40,000 images. But that narrowed it down, because the companies were estimating between 600,000 and 1.2 million. So I think we're closer to the 6, but
But I've also reviewed the agreement. It's approved as to its form, but again, I know that she is anxiously awaiting this project. I think overall, it'll make that access to records and the preservation of those records a much better option.
it's very important to do.
And being a CoStar's provider, this should be pretty quick to go now.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay, do I have a motion to enter into the agreement with digitization, for digitization services with Print-O-Stat?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
The next is to consider a lease agreement with, I'll try it, Quadient Leasing.
Quadient.
Quadient, okay, we'll go with that.
There was an old British
What?
movie star that used to do science fiction, used to play a character with science fiction movies with that last name,
Quadient.
Quadient. I think it was Quatermass or something, but it sounded like that. That's your trivia for the day.
Thank you, John.
Okay,
That's your trivia for the day.
in any event, this is for a new postage machine.
It's for the one for in the annex. I didn't include that, not that it matters.
I'm assuming
It's
this
a very
is,
simple agreement. It is for 5 years. I'm not exactly sure what our prior price was, but it's $306.83. That's with quarterly invoicing, so over the duration, a little over
It went up
18,000.
very, what was it, $50?
okay, so, and that 306 is a quarter?
No,
Okay,
that's per month.
No, per
that's
month.
per month.
They
but
bill quarterly.
They bill quarterly, okay.
Sorry.
Consider this lease agreement with Quadient Leasing. Gentlemen, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, all in favor?
Aye. Do you get Daleks with it?
300
We would like to announce an opening on the Planning Commission for a term to expire on December 31st of 2028. We have been doing fairly well at keeping our boards and commissions staffed, but at this point, we do have an opening on the Planning Commission.
Do you want a date that you'd prefer any letters of interest on?
I'd say by next
For the
Friday.
next meeting.
Next Friday, yeah.
Yeah,
That's March 6th.
letters of interest, please, by March 6th. And now we will consider the appointment of Mike Kennis to fill a farmer director unexpired term till December 2026 on the Clearfield County Conservation Board.
We had somebody unexpectedly step away, and Mr. Kennis is already an associate board member, so he's a perfect kind of I'll say, I don't wanna say fill in because he'll be an excellent board member, but he's a short-term solution here that,
Oh, and
board is
Mr.
very
Mr.
interested.
Kennis, of course, well-known in the agriculture community, will be an asset to,
and we have to go first. The board can't approve it until we approve it.
Yeah, and I think he's been involved with conservation
forever.
ever since
Oh,
I've been here.
absolutely.
Probably as long as I've been
I mean,
alive.
yeah,
so
he will
he's-
definitely be an asset to the
He sure
conservation board. So do I have a motion?
Sure, I'll move.
And a second?
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, item 6, we will consider an addendum to the purchase of service agreement with Pathways Adolescent Center Incorporated, and for this,
This is a CYS agreement. We had renewed our annual purchase of service agreement. However, Pathways has also added a new program now. So this addendum is just simply incorporating that new program. So that's another available placement option with various services that we could use through Pathways. So again, that's been approved as to its form this morning.
just a small change to a standard agreement. Okay, motion,
So moved?
Second.
properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, item 7, consider a purchase of service agreement with Woods Services.
And this is our standard purchase of service agreement. This one had just taken a little longer to get back from the service provider. Typically, we don't put them on the agenda until we receive them back.
Also CYS
This is
based?
also CYS juvenile on probation, so it's one from July 1st of 2025 through the end of the fiscal year. We have contracted with them before on an as-needed basis, and no significant notes to that agreement.
Okay, motion to enter the purchase of service agreement with Woods Services.
So
Or
moved.
renew, I guess, is
Second.
correct. Properly moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next one, permission to advertise bids for the renovations of 318 East Locust Street.
We've been talking about this obviously for some time, the purchase of the 318 East Locust Street building with the intentions of it being the new magistrate building. There is some work that needs to be done as far as the removal and addition of a wall to create essentially a large courtroom, as well as some modifications to an ADA bathroom and some sprucing up between flooring and ceiling tiles and lights. So I am asking for permission to advertise those bids, as well as we'll place them on the various sites such as Municipid to get the word out there as quick as possible to get interest in this process. I can go into specifics. I figured Jeff would ask me all the questions, so.
I think the only thing we really wanna say is when you're doing the pre-bid meeting and then when bids are due.
Yes, so we are gonna do a mandatory site visit and pre-bid meeting for all contractors who are interested, to give them a time to walk through, ask any questions. That is gonna take place on Wednesday, March 4th of 2026 at 10 a.m. and that'll obviously be at the building at 318 East Locust Street. And then after that, bids will be accepted until 3 p.m. on Monday, March 9th. We will open those bids Tuesday, March 10th at 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. at our normally scheduled meeting.
This is more renovation and just making some tweaks to suit, and this is time is of the essence here, so we want to get this word out.
Well, we appreciate, we know you kinda
Yeah.
went above and beyond on this one, so thank you.
Far above and beyond, very much appreciated, and thank your assisting staff for their
My three
diligent,
helpers, thank you.
diligent efforts.
I think Heather has her own hard hat stored in her office somewhere.
Steal it from Leslie Scott.
Yeah.
As once again we digress, do I have a motion to advertise bids for the renovations of 318 East Locust?
Sure, I'm happy to do so.
Second.
Properly moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
And final item under new business, item 9, this is to consider a request for proposals for a new phone system. This is something we've budgeted for and we've been working towards. I'll let Dave go into a little more detail on what we're doing there.
Well, I'll start. Basically, I think everybody realizes our phone system is kind of old and out of date, and frankly, in some cases, doesn't work very well. And the kind of standard technology these days is VoIP. It offers a lot of voice over internet. It offers a lot of flexibility and features that we don't have now. So the plan is to request proposals for a VoIP phone system. And Ethan, is there anything you want to add to that?
Nope, long overdue, we finally can get it started. Hopefully we'll get proposals and start the project.
I do want to thank Ethan and the rest of our IT staff. I know it is improper to call them our in-house nerds, but they have done a great job and,
The shoe
I
fits.
I think they wear
yeah,
it well.
no, but they,
Making one nerd do another, it's
yeah,
all right.
they, I put some effort into this, and so do I have a motion to consider advertising the request for proposals?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, all in favor? Solicitors report.
Not
Or
necessarily
have
a-
we covered,
We've covered a lot, just
Okay.
as kind of a good of the order for public. The tax collectors have all of our tax bills are ready to be printed. Those will start to be mailed out. I just encourage anyone who did not get it delivered to the correct address or any issues with names, make sure they contact their local tax collector or the tax assessment office to make sure we have the correct address for mailings, just to avoid any potential issues that could happen. So just be on the lookout. Those should arrive roughly around March 1st, that first week, and be there. But again, any changes or issues, make sure they're contacting someone to address. And other than that, no, I think we've taken care of everything.
okay,
One small addendum that's election related, that we should probably at least alert the public about, is the changes we made on the consolidation of precincts. It was more hassle than it should have been to get the state to go along with this and update the SURE system, which is our election voter registration system that they run. But they finally did, so now they are in the process of getting new voter registration cards out to those affected by these changes. So basically, almost everybody in Du Bois will be getting a new card. You know, obviously Morris Township, Cooper Township, and Woodward and Beccaria. So if you get a new card, that's why.
yeah, these are for the precincts that either changed due to consolidation in the Du Bois area or changed due to our consolidation as ordered by the courts.
And I should point out that even if the precinct boundaries didn't change, for example, what was Sandy Treasure Lake is now Du Bois Treasure Lake. So we gave them a new card because the name changed from Sandy no longer really exists. So I don't want anybody to get freaked out if they get a new card. That's, in a lot of cases, the only change that happened.
Okay, and it, like I said, perfunctory, people are having a hard time giving up the name Sandy, but as an entity, it no
It's gone.
longer exists. Okay, thank you for that update. One last thing I would like to at least mention, I do want to comment on the passing of Jane Lee Woolridge-Yare, who was a longtime member of the community, very active in the community and the arts community particular in the greater Clearfield area, and we do offer our condolences on her passing. She will be missed, as she was a large part of the community.
And her little Shoot the Groundhog event every year, this year in particular, will be missed. I think there's a lot of people would have liked to have participated, scare winter away.
And upon that, do we have anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
And we are adjourned at 10:58. Thank you.